research methodology. And we have a class special on research methodology to I will use the whiteboard and get your feedback. Then to emphasize that, I will show this slide. Okay, so this slide will be please. Okay, I like it. You are PhD student. PhD. Why?
PhD. I'm the one and only.
Yes, you already graduated. Nah, you see how to go have. How about S2, master student? And maybe there also some bachelor students. Yeah. So you want them together on this. I got my PhD from University Science, okay, into 2011. Before that, I was a banker. Yeah, worked for the bank for 25 years. So my PhD is on Syarikat Mutanafisa. You heard about this? Yeah. Syarikat Mutanafisa home financing. Okay. My mentor was from Kamil. Kamil is going to Dr. Dimas as well. The reason to do this is because of the aspiration, right? When you do something, right? PhD, you must like, you must like the topic. Especially PhD student. Why? You're going to stay with you for 4 years. 4 years. That is the advice of Prof. USM. Is it so before you do anything, better like this because you cannot change it anymore. So those who PhD where you grade on the topic before you form up, think 3 times. Okay, you must think 3 times. All right. Even for master also, required to do master. Is your master by research or master? So they have both choices. So especially by master by research, you sit down. And that is why the reason why I come here, because there are new areas, right, that we really should go and explore, right? Now, one is of course halal, right? As halal, for the past 2 days, I've been talking to Dr. Rima, just now we had lunch with Prof. and so on and so forth. That this is the way forward, halal, right? The reason is the regulatory, even in Malaysia, especially in Indonesia, has imposed by 2026. All the SME must be halal. Correct. Correct. Now, isn't that an opportunity for us to do research? Correct. That is an area why we got to find the gap. Okay, what is the problem with halal? What is our contribution? Okay, Malaysia and Indonesia about the same. It's neck to neck. Of course, Malaysia is not really included in that. Okay, so what? So what will be the way forward, right? What will be the way forward? So to me, this is a big gap. Even in Malaysia, we are thinking of this, how we should go about. And the concept of yesterday, by yesterday informed you, is the concept of halal toiban. Have you heard of this? Halal toiban? Can you tell me who say the one who said yes? Halal toiban. What is the difference between halal and toiban? Of course, this is what do you call it? This is Arabic word, but you don't have to worry about it. When you say something, when you say something, you must prove, especially if you are a researcher. Some people who question. So, halal, you know, and the one is why you can say it. So, so the emphasis is in halal. Okay, it is halal food, what is the characteristic? If you say halal, I just said something halal. What is it?
According to our religion in Sharia, it's mean there's no
So, it's permissible.
Yeah.
Permissible. You never say permissible. Of course, as a kid, who say permissible? Where do you get your permissibility?
Yeah, Quran and Hadith.
It's from the Quran and Hadith and yeah, right. So in other words, halal is permissible, right?
Right.
Okay, how about halal toilet? Those who in my lecture yesterday were referring to what I'm trying to say. When they said something is toilet, is there an additional value to be added to the of course, isn't it? It's not why it's coming behind here. What is it? This is the concept of sustainability. And since you say we love the word sustainability so much, when you say you want to say sustainability, then you must know the concept of Taiwan. Yeah. I know you know, but to save time, toilet means in addition to permissibility. All right. So we are researchers. Yeah? We are researchers. We do research. Anything that is added minus we inquire, isn't it? We inquire. That's why we are the expert in the research field. Isn't it? Not to look for the question expert. All right. So the word Taiwan simply means many things. Personality, ethical, ethical. All right. This is the furthest word we can come here. And when you talk about ethicality, what are we talking about? The food must be clean, clean. So what? What are the characteristics of Taiwan? Pure, correct. What are the things? In other words, if you want to eat, go to the peddler outside there, on the warung or not. You must make sure that it's permissible. Then we get on we discuss about possibility how now, but it's what I'm trying to say. It is pure, clean. It must be also be hygienic, right? And it must also be many things, safe. It must be nutritious, so on. Okay. So this is one area you want to move after I explain all this, right? Then of course you want to say sustainability. The sustainability, what strike your mind when you do research, when you do read books and all those value profit? It's from the university. PhD. Islam Prof. Is that? G, very close to me. Is that means it has this characteristic. So in other words, if I just want to settle my first page on halal food here, okay? Halal food. Halal food, yeah, if you talk about you are interested to do in halal food, of course there are many things we can discuss. Halal tourism, halal cosmetics, halal pharmaceutical. These are the big gaps that I want you to take, because this is the way forward. Indonesia, not only Indonesia, where are you from?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
MashaAllah. My brother inside.
South Sudan.
South Sudan.
South Sudan, no. And I've got one PhD student from Sudan also, doing my program. So these are the areas that we should be looking at and ponder and think, yes, this is the way forward. All right, now, this is my suggestion. Then we want to break these sustainabilities. Now, what we are talking about today is what's called SDG, right? Isn't it? Yeah? So how many sustainability goals do we have? 1 to 17. Right? Okay, just let's name a few. SDG 1, SDG 2, SDG 3. Enough last for the start. Why is that? SDG 1. No poverty. So we put no or we are in the mode of putting zero lah, huh? Everything seems to be zero. Zero lah, no lah, eh? So zero poverty. SDG 1, correct. About SDG 2. Okay, go and Google, look at your screen. What is SDG 2? No hunger. Alright? You want to do sustainability, you must remember this now. Okay, these are all, by the way, from the UN. No hunger or zero hunger. Is it possible to live today with zero hunger? We will discuss. SDG 3.
Good health and well-being. Good health.
Yes. After good health and well-being. So, sustainable goals, the birth is actually before that. We have ESG. What is ESG? Environment,
Social
social,
governance.
this is the big topic on this. Now, why I'm doing this and my idea is that later on, after my talk and the explanations, I want to provoke you, provoke you to think about the topic. Well, we have presentation, we have, I think, up to 4 here, actually. So we try and decide. Don't be shy. Okay, I come here to share with you, right? You miss the opportunity, I don't know, come again, and this kind of thing. This is the idea, all right? So you know where I'm coming from now? Okay. Coming from the fact that there is a lot of opportunity to do halal research, and halal add value, value add will be Taiwan. Okay, if it's only permissible, I go to the shop, I see the lady putting on scarf, and I eat, and I assume that the food is halal. Is that correct? Is that correct? Physically correct, but whether it is clean, whether it is pure, whether the food is prepared nutritious, something else, right? We do not know. Okay, that's one. And another one, as a Muslim, my concern is that, okay, I makan ayam ni slaughtered tak? Yes. That's all. In Malaysia, where I come from, we have mixed. We have Muslim and non-Muslim, correct? You know how the non-Muslim want to please the Muslim to eat at their place? You know what they say? Ditanggung halal. You know what is that? Yeah? I translate to you in English. Ditanggung halal is we guarantee that this chicken rice is halal. Can you guarantee something without doing anything? I don't think so. Because the concern is, of course, the Muslim, okay, in this case, the Chinese, is very concerned. But us, Muslim, so we say the tanggung halal means the chicken is slaughtered or not, question mark, but it is chicken. This is chicken, all right? Not pork, not dog, all right? So you said the tanggung halal. Do you think you want to eat at that place? Why? Because the quality property that they mix, it can be halal, it can be non-halal. You see my point? These are the quick thing. If you as a researcher to look at the gap, anything that you want to do, you must have gap. I actually when I do my PhD, actually I do my PhD very late, about 48 years old. I was a banker. My first job. At that time, finishing 36 maybe, was a banker up to 1978 to 2003. Only then I quit and joined university. Because I do my PhD. 25 years of my life as a banker, that's why I choose to work sharp. Okay, this is the gap. I tell you why I do that later. Right. So this is the point here. You see. So in other words, there must be gap. And this gap must be interesting. Isn't it? This gap must be interesting to discover. For me, masyarakat Malaysia, as you are doing, some of it, what is masyarakat Malaysia? diminishing partnership, right? Huh? Or in other words, we can say profit and loss sharing. Correct. Now, this is the beauty part of Islamic finance. Some will be financial. So can you do a profit and loss sharing with you and your client in the bank? Is there such a thing? Such a thing? It is possible. It's possible. That is at that point. And you know what? I find this gap. Not Indonesia. At that time, Musyawarah Mutlaq not in Malaysia, not in Indonesia, not in any of the Asian countries. Where is it? It's concept. UK. 2003. So what happened at that time? My wife was working in UK. So I went there and I found out and go to what you call that. You'd be surprised this concept is in UK. The concept of the nation Musyawarah because they took it from the Arabic countries. Like Jordan, maybe like Saudi Arabia or what, that uses concept. And they have been already diminishing Musyawarah in Australia, not in New Zealand. So and it's not in Malaysia. So isn't it a gap? And that you want to find out? And why is that interesting? Because the debt concept in Malaysia using at that time BBA, by the Nigerian they use the Tawar. It's actually giving burden to people. Why is it giving burden to people? Because you at the time BBA was still not in a so the cost, let's say because of the house 100,000, of course at that time people get a small house at that time. Now we get 200,000, I don't need it. It's a million in Malaysia. You want to have a good house. Okay, let's say it's 300,000. So the other concept of BDA or Baina is that the bank, you buy a house, okay? It's part of the house, let's say 300,000. So in Malaysia, when you want to buy a house, you only pay 10%. So how much is that? 10%? 30,000. So you seek finance 270,000, isn't it? Do you have 270,000 to buy a house? Like just graduate PhD like you? Sure, you don't have to then. So and the concept of in that thing is in BBA is that you sell to the bank, you are the buyer, right? You sell to the bank, and the bank will mark up, mark up. Look at the time value money table. What you need to calculate? This is PV, right? PV is 270. R 10%. R is what? Rate 10%, and then N. N is 20 years 240. So you come into a calculation, and how much that amount? Easily double. Easily double. Double is what? 540,000. Does it make sense to you? You buy a house 270, you pay back 540,000. Does it make sense? Huh? How can you pay? Is there like element of riba? That is why people cannot buy a house. Even today, you can buy a house. So there must be an alternative concept that use profit sharing. Profit sharing simply means that this amount 270 here is divided between the bank and customer based on the partnership ratio, right? So the bank, this 30,000 is the customer's portion. This is the customer share, and then the bank share is 270. So now the bank is the major shareholder. The bank will rent out, rent out according to the rental rate. And the fairness here is the rental rate is not actually the interest rate. So in other words, it's not 10%. It's depends on the location. Example like you, Muhammadiyah, how much is rental, rent, Ini misalnya rumah ya. Is there a three-bedded room? Bisa? Ada? Three-bedded room in around a nice Jakarta ya. Berapa rental? Rental?
Yearly,
Alhamdulillah.
yearly or yearly, tahunan atau bulan?
Installment, bulan-bulan. Bulan-bulan, how much?
Bulan.
If you mean rupiah or ringgit, it's okay with me. In Malaysia, all right, those who being in Gombak, you know, in Malaysia, my near campus is Sungai Cincin. Shall I say? Apa tu? Three-bedroom house near my campus. My campus is far away from city. All right, you know how much is the cost? $400. Expect $400 after convert to rupiah. I don't expect $400 in Georgia. And you get, if not always, you have no problem with that. You just do some calculation. Even are you renting? Who stays in a rental house here? Just check. How far is it from Georgia? In Georgia. Okay, berapa bilik?
Per month?
Yeah, per month, I have many rooms, I want to size of the house. Berapa bilik rental?
10 million. In one house, there are 10 million.
One house, please. Rental per month?
500.
Rupiah. 500 rupiah, how much? Berapa ringgit? 500 rupiah.
500.000.
250.
250. Okay, please. All right. Then I ask you, 50 kilometers from Georgia. How much is that? How much is that? Is it still 500? No. Definitely no. Definitely no. Why? Why is it the further is it, the lower is the level? Why? This is my research. I'm telling you, my curiosity is doing a PhD. Is it something like it's nice, isn't it? Find out why, and this I want you to have employ that kind of curiosity in your research. Okay, let me ask you. Di Jakarta, ada kondo tak? Kondominium. Ada kondominium. In this condominium, I want the first class condominium. Ada swimming pool, ada all the facilities dekat situ. Okay, how much is the rental for me? Is it 500,000? Is it more or less? Oh, isn't it? You say condominium, which is very much smaller than the small room, cost higher. Why? I mean, I myself. Why is the facility approval Raja MB in the condominium? Apa dia di sana? You have swimming pool, you have sauna, isn't it? So this is the one that rises the cost. So logically, you have to say to be fair in the pricing of the masyarakat kita, and to be fair with the social values of the people around them, you should not charge 10% for all type of products, right now, for all type of conditions. So this is what my research is all about. And actually, there are in Malaysia, I'm sure in Indonesia as well, that they charge the rental based on location. That is what you call a rental index. Look at that. So actually, I will find out, yes, there is rental index. But remember why the bank does not want to use rental index. And the bank prefer to use interest rate. Tetapi in Islamic kita panggil interest rate. Dia panggil profit rate. But in actual fact, it's interest rate lah. How you want to get the cost of money by not attaching it to monetary? Okay, see, this is the curiosity, right? It's very nice. And after 2011, to share with you, is that suddenly the DDA is banned. You know, banned? Why? Because it's giving so much problem. So much problem that people cannot pay. And banyak bad debt, bad debt. So much of people go to the court, complain. Banks are charging too much. This is not fair against Makasih Sharia. It's not unfair. So is there an alternative? Yes. The alternative is musyawarah. That's what I don't know. And you'll be surprised during that time when BDA was banned due to enough. A lot of people asking me at Rapat, my professor, is that formula how to calculate musyawarah under the Ghazali. See how beautiful is it? You really want to go give that. And we give. Take. And the bank adopted musyawarah at that time. Because what? If not, they have no business. The court banned DBA, Bina, and the bank allowed musyawarah mutalaqah. This is the example. Of course, now, bank uses it, tapi dia masih gunakan interest rate. Something else. But at that time, it is not that. Okay, this is the one gap. Another gap. I showed you so many gaps already, right? One, the concept of and then even if Islamic finance now, people are asking, is Islamic finance toy or not? Means what? Is it fair now? Okay? Because now apparently the working of Islamic finance, even quote Islamic economism, is not fair because they are actually looking still at the monetary aspects. Where is the sustainability? Where is the sustainability? In terms of food, we can measure. Permissible. Clean. This. So if you want to test later on for this thing, you can test. If I'm doing one testing with my colleague now is you get hypothesis. After our issue on that. All right. Well, I got to talk so long. No, I end up talking about this. Okay, you see my point? I want to explore to you gaps. All right. After this, you tell me what you want to do, what you're doing now. If you're not sure, also you can ask with the problem. What is the gap that you want to do? One is, as I said, sorry, I assume that you're interested in Islamic law. But can you do other topic than Islamic? Yeah. A lot. Okay. Now, even if you do an Islamic code, there's such thing as ethical, and the derivative of sustainable development is actually what you call ethical finance. There's so many words for it. Sustainable finance only new. Why? Because of the SCG. But before that, they call it ethical finance. They call it charitable finance. Why? Because the West, sebenarnya, they like Islamic, but they don't want to call it Islamic. They're too proud. Yeah? Kalau dia pakai Islamic tu, dia macam surrender lah. Oh, actually Islamic is good. They call it sustainable finance. They call it sustainable finance. But actually sustainable finance is ethical, integrity, fairness. You see my point? This is the thing. All right. So I want to stop at that. Then I want to tell you just 10 minutes about how to do research and the research gap. Okay. Now, have you all submitted your proposal? Okay.
Have you submitted a proposal? You are preparing.
Master, PhD, submitted proposal.
Some of you are in the last year of the undergraduate program. No.
By the way, have you all got supervisor? Some of them?
Have you got supervisor? Yeah.
Already got. So you never settle already. The supervisor agree. So after you can share with us what it is. So I've been examining thesis, master a lot, So the general trend of writing a proposal, number one is what? This is what I want to go through. Once you go through all this, then I stop and I show something there to show that it's also there. Then we discuss. Introduction. Yeah. Introduction. What is the purpose of introduction? Some people call it background. background, isn't it? Okay, what is in the introduction, brother and sister? Okay. Why is introduction important? If you don't like introduction, you can use the word background. Okay, come back to my issue on housing. Huh? Isn't it something that I want to look that is very important? Right. Right, isn't it? Everybody want to own a house.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to own a house? Everybody want to own a house, then. Big house, small house, like we have a house. So in the introduction, because after introduction, we have what we call problem statement. Isn't it? What we know what problem statement is? How do you defer this? What is problem statement? What is introduction? Apa dia? Introduction is something that you have to tell about the industry. Yeah. So you want to do home finance, I do Malaysia. I would like to also ask, what is the commitment of government on housing? You know, this is the macro aspect. So some people say that it's a flavor, flavor, like ice cream, the flavor. Huh? The flavor. Why is the flavor is important? Is to give the reader some indicator that this guy know actually what he's talking about. Alright, it's a flavor. So if halal, what will be the introduction? And normally introduction is substantiated by some statistics. Industry, halal 100%. Growth. Halal ecosystem, how much? For example, housing. There's a need for house, so much. Okay, and then what is the introduction? So you can put one word here, it's a flavor. It's a flavor. Kalau later on we discuss what I said, not the same as also commenter, you can also that's flavor. Alright, what is the problem statement? Apa dia? It's the first time you heard about problem statement. It's a flavor. Why is it in any thesis? Tapi kalau you do research yang normal tu tidak payahlah pakai problem statement, but still something like it. What is problem statement? You understand?
Yeah, the research problem is mean you have to describe the research recommendation in another way around, maybe research question.
The problem statement.
Yeah, so this research problem will describe the research equation. And this question, these are the things that you will deal in chapter 4 to solve. Because if you have the background, if you have the research topic, you must come to the introduction and formulate the question. And this question you are going to solve in chapter 4. If you finish in chapter 4, you will come up with a summary in chapter 5. So without the research problem, there is no research. Because you must have research question. And this research question, they are the one that you will solve the problem you have.
Okay, correct. So it's a combination of the you agree? You agree? You agree? Yeah. You don't because this is where the workshop started already. Okay. You have to add to our presentation on problem statement. What is the understanding of problem statement?
Assalamualaikum. In research, I think you do research about the research problem. First, they do like preliminary research. Like they find a research problem like in specific organization in a specific area. Then a researcher find the research problem. There is a problem exists. Like first they do like a little bit preliminary research about the problem. When they sure there is a problem exists in this organization in this area, after that the researcher make a formulation structure structure of the problem of settlement based on like my friend Atul. They make a research question to at the end of the research, the researcher attempt to find the solution of this research question, like based on hypothesis, like when they create the question, they create the hypothesis and they accept or reject the hypothesis, they find the scientifically solution for the problem. I mean, this research problem in every researcher describe research problem based on a problem existing in a specific organization, specific area.
Yeah, okay. You say correctly but in a wrong way. Okay, coming back to my thesis, because I remember it well. I share it with you, then you tell me where it's right. Okay. Of course, in the housing industry, right, there's the increase of demand. I put it here. Yeah, increase demand of housing, increase demand of halal, increase the demand that we want to do. Some statistics, all right? Maybe 70% higher demand of house is insufficient, right? In Malaysia and all other countries. This is the way when the examiner reads, oh yeah, this guy says, yes, there is a need for it. The problem statement is what? Since I'm doing on Islamic, Islamic, isn't it? It's easier for me because I can compare. That's why I'm asking, encouraging you all to do Islamic. Apart from Islam. Right? You can compare. Halal, non-halal, can compare. Even halal and halal toiban also you can compare. Right? So my suggestion is that those are thinking of a topic, try to do a thesis or try to do a master work or even simple article to compare. Because once you compare, it's easier. Isn't it? It's compare easier. Of course, you can do other types, but when you compare Islamic and non-Islamic, world of different. Halal and non-halal. You just imagine, kalau I said halal and compare, just imagine halal and non-halal, lagi lah they compare. Huh? Right. So to share with you, my problem statement is very simple. So I said, here is this. I said, housing, I write in short form there. I don't write very well, so housing is high in demand. Try I feel so. Isn't it? High in demand. But what is the big but? What is the big but in the Islamic? Because when I study here, I also did the study between the percentage of conventional and the percentage of Islamic. What was at that time when I did 2003? When was Bank Islam formed? 1983. All right, not so much ago, but at that time BBA is not popular. Conventional become popular. But how come? We are trying to promote Islamic, isn't it? So it's just very simple. I think it's very important, all right? But the current housing loan is conventional. It's conventional. When is it conventional? It involves interest rate, which is not allowed in Islam because of riba. Oh, that's my problem. Then I just move one step, say, therefore, there is a need to look at an alternative home finance. Right? That's a good one. So in other words, I didn't even comment on BBA there. Let's say conventional, but you found out actually in my proposal, you see that actually BBA is even higher than conventional. Just imagine, you say BBA is good. It's even higher. Double riba, mana? Double riba, house like that. House at 150, you end up paying 300 or 400. Because of the fixed profit. Alright, so that's my question. Housing is important that everybody will have a house, but unfortunately the house now is conventional, therefore, according to here, therefore there is a need to find another alternative for masyarakat. Okay, alright. Then we move on to research objective. What is the research objective, brother? Based on your own thesis. What does research objective supposed to tell us? You said this is question, right? This is question actually is explaining the research objective. Today we just go to the research objective. Research objective normally start with the word to. Correct? So you should have at least two lah, or tiga pun tak apa, but at least two. To find out what? To find out what? Your curiosity in the thesis. To find out what? To find out what are the issues. Yeah, to find out what are the issues facing customer with regard to buying a house. Yeah. To find out what are the issues with customer buying a house. Okay, itu how to test. How to test? Test. Then we have to do some regression. You know regression? Okay, how much type of test do we have normally? Mean is standard deviation test. Before that is demographic test, mean and standard test, reliability. Yeah. After that, correlation. Then the last one is regression. Okay, that is very simple. Actually, my master is only SPSN. Very simple. S, test. But don't underrate like this small. Yang mustahak tu, what does it look at? Is that what you presented fit the test, and this is very interesting, and you provide new knowledge. Understand or not? You know how people award PhD? Master, okay lah. Master actually can duplicate the existing model also. But here we talk higher. PhD is only awarded when what? The candidate is able to show that he has contributed to knowledge. Small context. Small context in that. If not, we why? Because you are duplicating other people, like plagiarizing, plagiarizing. Copycat, this case, and I ask you. So many people have done, by the way, my masyarakat Malaysia have done. So after that, so many people have tried easily about 5 to 6 pieces of totally. Because they like the topic so much, they look at rental, they look at this, and everyone spoiled by one to do this and that. So this is what I'm trying to say. You contribute to knowledge. Therefore what? Therefore, number 4 is what we call literature. Understand? But before that, we settle here. Literature updates simply mean one is it to find out what are the issues, and then you look at the test. So in my case, actually I forgot, but I mistaken the first one is to, I think it's there, it's to look at issue. The second one is I need to find relationship. Yeah, the relationship between BBA and masyarakat to find out the relationship to test. So what I did was that I do t-test. 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 I use I go to customer, this like this case I just use a student run on BBA characteristic, then they will put strongly disagree. Alright, one. Okay, now I'm going to show another one. They support strongly disagree. Then we run the test. I did regression. Oh, regression was another one. Yes, actually, no mind. Don't complicate it. I just did the test. So in the test, you can find out, you can find out how many people are influenced by BBA, how many are influenced by masyarakat. And you find out, actually, the result is a lot of people favor masyarakat terms. See my point? Yeah? That I have proven. This is knowledge, and in my PhD, I'm so happy because I'm the first one to do. I don't know, maybe after that, maybe I don't know. So if I'm the first one to do, am I copying anybody? No, no. So when I presented that time, I'm very happy that inshallah is separate, and my supervisor said, "What? This one you should follow, eh? Every chapter, one publication." Yeah. How many chapters normally in PhD? In thesis? Introduction? What? Chapter 1. Introduction, chapter 2. Chapter what? Literature review. Chapter 3.
Methodology.
Methodology. Chapter 4. Data collection. Data result. And then chapter 5. You what? So you said, and I did follow. I published about 5 articles before my PhD. You believe it? 5 articles. What is the advantage? Advantage or disadvantage? Ada pros and cons juga. Okay. But people make copy and they said, "Oh, I published first." So mati. If my Bible, I will collect it. But I published first before my thesis. The advantage is, what is the examiner want to argue? Publish. Publish. What I say is already published. When it's published, it's already inside. I think 1 or 2 scopus. I think scopus. I wrote with my professor. One goes to the, King Abdul Aziz. Scopus. So this one, that's why I said, if I doing PhD at that time, I do brother, I'm on 50 plus. If I can work as hard as that and looking at our young faces, you should double me. But as I said, as now, the topic must be interesting. And you must, of course, that time I was teaching, I was a fellow, and I did my PhD. I enjoy, because when I teach also, I also teach on the ranking. I also teach cara kamu dari kisah juga. When I my PhD is also on that topic. So it's nice, Alright. So that's literature review. Literature review, what is the purpose of literature review? To argue, to find out what previous studies. Basically, the literature review is to also to confirm the gap. You say, but of course, we give masyarakat Gaza. What I found out, not many has been done. A lot has been done, but not in Malaysia. And then I said in BBA also there are a few, but I'm not looking into that. I'm trying to look into the gap and what is the alternative that can serve Muslim. And that is not much yet in the literature review. Isn't it? That's why I wrote the literature review. To argue what is the objective that I'm doing. Okay, after LR is what? Number 5? Chapter 5 is what? Methodology, isn't it? Actually, this one is not. Actually, this one is analysis. So tak apalah for our argument atau sini lah. So by right, this one is a or this is the all analysis, right? So chapter 2 actually is the literature review. Chapter 3 is what normally? Methodology. Ini all under that. Okay, what you will describe in methodology, brother, sister? Apa dia? Methodology. One or two comments? What? This is methodology. What is the? Yeah. Methodology.
I think methodology refers to what we gonna use to to calculate data, to how we gonna do the research.
How you go about collecting data,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, anything you want to add?
Okay, yeah. Actually, my brother mentioned some good point. Research methodology depend on the kind of the research you want to do. In management or in engineering or whatever, it depends on what method you want to do. And another way around is the model that you want to make. So.
And okay, yeah, all right, but we must make sure that the methodology match with our research.
Yeah, so if you look at the methodology, it includes the data. Where would you, that's the method that you want to collect your data. The system that you want software. Like, for example, I'm talking about those who are doing engineering. What kind of the or method that you want to do, either you do in the lab, that is your methodology,
Yeah.
or either you want to use software to design something, that is your methodology, and what you will use later on to analyze the data.
But basically, in overall, in methodology, how many types of methodology do you have to collect data? How many types? Basically, only two types, isn't it? One, step, quantitative. Okay, I said quantitative because I do quantitative. Are you doing qualitative? Yeah, qualitative. Okay, tell me what quantitative interview. Qualitative. What is the method of qualitative?
Something.
This
The concepts discussing meaning. However, the quantity is totally related to numbers and.
You're talking quantitative. I talking about qualitative, quantitative.
Firstly, I talked about qualitative.
Qualitative.
Yeah, so the concepts, knowledge of meaning, something like this, related for example, Islamic studies. However, the quantity, something related to numbers and statistics, it's increased.
Yeah, all right. So in other words, a quantitative is survey method. You go and collect data, like what I did. So actually, my thesis mixed method. No mixed method, both. So I did a survey on consumer perception of accessibility test, masyarakat and I also do interview. Interview is qualitative. Interview means what? I interview two group people. I interview the Sharia. Okay, because riba, if you ask customer riba, is BBA riba, masyarakat sekarang riba, they can answer. Answer. Huh? How do they know the answer? So I have to interview the Sharia. And one of the Sharia I interview is Pak Ugi. Well, okay, was why my interview. Interesting. It was such a high, that was actually the interesting side. So I interviewed the Sharia. Of course, the Sharia say, BB is allowed, but Sharia is not. Isn't it? Sharia, fair justice, Sharia terasa, makasih Sharia. Apa lagi nak cakap itu? Professional. But very hard to implement. Right, I like to understand. We understand it can. So masyarakat is the interview I did with the Sharia and also the BenQ. So interview. Only 6 Sharia is BenQ. Alright. And then for the survey, I survey the consumer. So this mixed method, mixed method. All right. So after methodology is what? Number 4. Data collection, right? Data collection. Actually, this is finding. You can also put findings. What don't have there? Findings. So finding for all the result that you have. Okay, you don't have much time. Finding. And the last one is what? Not last one. You can put not last one. Last one. What is the second last one?
Discussion. Like,
Start with D. Where is D? Discussion.
discussion.
Discussion. When I examine thesis, when I say discussion, I definitely comment. So during the Viva, the student throw, I say, how come you do supervisor, supervisor? There's no discussion. When there's no discussion, means what? From finding, you trust to be the last chapter 6. What's that chapter 6? Conclusion. Conclusion and recommendation. So in other words, you jump first. Cannot say. Actually, it is the discussion chapter that gives you the knowledge. Correct? Betul. Why is it that? Correct. Comment. Agree.
Yeah, I agree, because result and discussion within the research that we said before, when you are doing research, there are two important things. Number one, in research formulation, it determines, or research statement will determine chapter 4, which is result and discussion. And this result and discussion will make interpretation of your data, the system that you analyze your data, the table and the pictures, you have to interpret them. Then later on, what you get in chapter 4, you make summary or conclusion. These are the things that you will make the conclusion later on, that I find this one, the solution to the
In
problem.
fact, before I forget, there are 2 more important people or the examiner will also say, what is your contribution?
Yeah.
So normally, I don't know, but from the contribution before this one. This is maybe, let's say this is 7. Number 6, the examiner will definitely ask you, what is his contribution to the thesis?
Yeah.
This is the one that gives you the mark, contribution. And contribution normally is of 2 types. One is theoretical contribution, and number 2 is practical contribution, practice. Okay, one is the theoretical, one is the practical. Okay. So coming back to why the discussion is important is that this is where you say your findings, all right, differ from Ali Abu Achong 2007. Is it? Right. Right. Differ. Well, good lah. That means you research it thorough kan. That means you cover areas that people don't cover. But it can be the same also. Same as Mutusami signal. And you must rationalize. Why is it the same? Why is it different? That is the contribution of knowledge. To me, that's 30% of the thesis. What if there's this? If you know discussion, I say, hey, where's the discussion? You say discussion in the methodology. So I miss that comment. So that this is major correction. Major correction. You have to do. Alright, so the purpose of the discussion is to show that I have a contribution to this. Alright, there are previous study done on masyarakat Indonesia, but the method that they do is not the test. The method they do is just interview. There are other research done by BBA, but they're looking at another angle. So the difference normally is either different method, then you say mine is different. sample size. Right? Mine is 300. But in the end, memang tak ada lah apa saksi tak ada. The BBA is just, the literature was just scattered, people giving opinion. So I said, my thesis is very comprehensive. Yeah, they tell me, they will tell you what the issue regarding BBA. Not only that, they give an alternative. So what contribution? And the last one is the recommendation, right? So what is the return normally in the recommendation? What is the return normally in the recommendation? Yeah, sister. What do you write in the recommendation?
Okay, like set of suggestions can be
Yeah, recommendation is to tell us.
set of suggestions. Even by the
Information is basically trying to tell us going forward. Okay, going forward, what has this thesis contributed? It's also almost like contribution lah. And also to inform about the gap. You know the gap? Limitations. Because don't think you're a hero lah. How can you do 1 year to correct the how? But sometimes it's very ambitious. Very ambitious. Sometimes you even forget limitation. And people can get you. Actually, it depends on how the examiner is lah. You know, the examiner is very hard on you. Not sure whatever you do it, what are you? But I don't think you feel. Alright. Another 5 minutes. I just want to run through. Maybe brother can go through. Yeah. So. Okay. The NG. Now go to the first page. Okay. This is a conference paper. This is not thesis. Right? It's conference paper. But the structure of the conference paper is not a thesis. Right? Every step inside here, ada kat sini. That's why I want to choose. This is written by student. Published, this one. At that time, you were looking at crowdfunding. What crowdfunding? Huh? Sini all the finance, see finance. If you do finance, crowdfunding is simple. You can say business. Alright. This is the tajuk, yeah, brother. Factors that the main is what? Can you read? What is that? Factors that determines what? Fintech crowdfunding. You know what fintech? What is that? Of course, kalau you talk about crowdfunding, it has to be fintech. Because actually it is derived from the digital. Okay, let's imagine that this is the tajuk. Instead of masyarakat, this is the tajuk. So we go very fast, alright? This is the what I presented. Oh, in Izu.
Yeah.
I don't know you were there.
I was there.
Yeah. I presented. Okay, alright. Remember I told you about this system, yeah? Introduction, what? Chapter review, and then research modeling, hypothesis, and then the result, the conclusion. Okay, next slide. This is the background. Look, of course, when I speak tech, I will tell about the fintech, 1950 to 19, fintech, how the evolution of fintech. Right? Naturally, it involves digital, then we can bring the issue of bitcoins, although it's not the supreme about bitcoin. That's why I say in the industry, it's a flavor. You know flavor? Tarikan. In Malaysia, I call it udang. You know udang? In English, what? Flavor. That's flavor. Easy something. So when the examiner reads this guy, I'm quite a lot. Although he doesn't mind, quite a lot. No, see, you can put some nice story there. Okay. Robotic cloud. Now only got cloud. I didn't see the clouds. Okay. After that, what that? Again, the track people what's crowdfunding, what's different between equity crowdfunding, there's so many types of crowdfunding. Yeah? One is donation type, one is equity. But my thesis or my paper to tell you is actually equity crowdfunding. Okay. So after that one, what is the gap? Here one the gap basically. I have to justify gap. What am I looking at? So I'm looking at actually increasing awareness of people on crowdfunding. Yes, that is the gap. But yet people do not know what crowdfunding is all about. What especially on equity and what is the method, how to use. Because crowdfunding is relationship between an investor and the customer. Then that relation between the customer. So I have to tell that okay. Now it is get people want to know what is it, right? After that, we what? Literature review. Okay, literature review. Chapter 2. So in the literature review, we do a lot of inquisitiveness. You find out what is crowdfunding, how is it practiced overseas, we tell inside here. So that types of crowdfunding, you see? So interesting, isn't it? One we say there's donation model. That means if you give crowdfunding, it's not for you, it's for other people. For example, you want to raise money for some children without any scholarship. You can do crowdfunding. Donation type, reward type, debt type, P2P, equity type. So I'm trying to tell you roughly, but I'm really interested to do equity model. Okay, after that, explanation. Yeah, and picture what is the difference. But here you can't see very much. But I'm trying to show you is that what I've written here. Okay, after that, problem statement. This is the literature review. See how many I did. What they asked me and said and all. What does Yao, what does Macmillan, what does Andre say? Why is problem statement is important? To tell the examiner that before you do this thesis, you have done a very thorough study. Thorough study, and you want to find the gap. That gap contribute to knowledge. It's not knowledge. Okay, after that. Okay, the same thing. Then methodology. But what we discussed about methodology just now, brother? The methodology must address the issue. Understand? Kalau you not find out about a person, you can do a survey. You have to find out about me. Maybe you can do a survey, but you have to find out more about me. You have to interview them. You don't know about me. You can say I'm a successful CEO, but you have to interview me. All right. So research methodology, accurate hypothesis. Each one. Perceived information significantly affect perceived usefulness. I use TPP. No, I use TAM. Theory, TAM.
Right.
Theory, action, model. I use TAM. The technology acceptance model. Why? Because this is perception of people. So accurate hypothesis. Perceived information, return on investment, social network, platform. This is all you find out in the gap. So each one, perceived information affected, perceived usefulness. Each two, perceived information significantly affected, perceived ease of use. Okay, so I have a hypothesis two and hypothesis. Let's imagine it's not even a thesis. This is comparable. No, it's published because I have me that. This is a more on the IT side. And after that, technology. This is the result of the coming out. You see, brother? The respondent is like this. This is already the result. The respondent was made compared male compared to female, whereby there's 50% male, 47% female. Average age 18 to 25 years. Of which 7%. So on and so forth. So this is what we need to report in the thesis as far as our findings is concerned. Demographic, some more to that. Test. Kembang alpha. Not kembang alpha? Have you heard of it? What is kembang alpha? Why is platform very important?
Monitor reliability and engagement.
Yes, to make sure that the data we send using is reliable. So what is the benchmark? 0.7 and above. So you can see that almost except for one ROI. Then I will substantiate what I say about that. Investment 0.5, platform quality 0.22. They have to substantiate. If you have problem like this, go to previous studies. All right, after that, test. You can see correlation. Very nice, all correlate. After that, regression. So you see regression, everything is significant except for one, platform quality. 0.1 significant higher than 0.01. So this is a good test. This is a good test. Everything looks very beautiful, except for one. So what is the conclusion that we can say here? What did I say in the conclusion? Next one. So I said the second step that I do. Then after that, this study has shown that time that natural example model validated is accepted in the field among investor equity approximately. The results useful, so on and so forth, in terms of practice, so on and so forth. Conclusion. Then if you want an additional contribution, contribution, it has contributed to the study on crowdfunding, which now has been done before. Then you must say also and like that. Previous studies does not take into consideration all the variables. This one it has. That's the conclusion. The part two, the other one is practical. This study can help practitioner going forward on problem. That the last slide? Yes. Okay, that's all. I want to present to you. Okay, but now we still open. We still open to discussion.
Give us a minute for the insightful. How about how the research maybe all of you have prepared some questions, direct question to Dr. Azul. Maybe something?
Yes, Mr. Give her Yes, Mr. Anybody in their mind, I'm not started, want to find out is it gap. You can do it for another hour, after 3:15,
Yes.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. My name is Talha Fahad. I'm from Aljazair. I study BPE, Islamic Educational Psychology. I have two questions. The first one, how the research can be or can easily create the validity of his research. The validity.
Validity.
Yeah.
Validity is something that
Yeah.
the test 0.7. But before you set up the questionnaire, I will advise you to test, do a pilot test. You know pilot test? Pilot test. By the way, your methodology is quality or quantity?
Quality. Qualitative.
Quality. Do you mind sharing what is your topic?
It is about tafsir. Tafsir al-Quran.
Okay, I'm not very conversant in validating qualitative. Okay, but before you go up, there must be a process of validation, correct? For quantitative, we use kumbang apa. So it's not 0.7 or those. Yes. So normally for quality, for an sunnah ni, we just make a comparison only. Comparison between previous study, previous scholars. That one you have to ask your supervisor. Okay, how you really validate. Normally for Quran Sunnah or scholar, the study is not that difficult because you just want to compare. But the good thing is the validation. Why I say I'm not discussing you there. Why quality is a bit more difficult than quantity? Because of the numbers. The most you can interview, let's say 5 5 people. How can 5 people be validated in the thesis? That's why in my thesis, I do both quality quantity. So in the minus chapter, my supervisor tell me, okay, discuss both there. What the quantity say, what the quality say, then you come to a conclusion. Okay, but for your case, yes, definitely my answer is yes, you need a validation of the quantity. But how you go about, because to ask more for supervisors.
Yeah, thank you. My second question is, to what extent the researcher should be objective, since the psychological and social and cultural, let's say also historical context can influence in his research. To what extent to be objective in his research?
You want to be objective with what?
In his research, I mean, in his analysis.
Okay, but then you have to support by previous study. In other words, you have to find a gap. You have to make sure that, my study is the first study that addresses previous study, but the previous study doesn't look into that. Okay, you must argue. This is a good question, because if not, during the thesis, the examiner said, okay, Mr. So and so, Miss so and so, first day microfinance. Oh, many people have done a microfinance. What is your contribution? You know what I mean? You cannot produce a contribution. Normally, you don't have a time, because your supervisor already know what is the gap. But the advisor also sometimes don't even check, is it? This is the problem. When the advisor don't even check, okay, don't even check, then you get the problem. Okay. I agree with you, must be very comfortable. No, because what is this all about? Argument. No, argument. Mr. A said that, Mr. B said that, the ABC said this. All right, but I have this view. All right, therefore, that's why in the thesis you need a framework. No research framework. Research framework. Research framework will tell us actually the relationship between the. Normally, the simple one I say the very simple one is use the dependent variable. Sorry. Methodology is very important. That is the framework. The one on the left hand side is what I call the IVs. The IVs is what I call independent variables. Okay. And this one is what I call the dependent variable. So in this case, actually, I have two dependent variables. All right. That's why I've been calling quantity. A lot of publication. You'd be surprised. I published with my undergrad student. No? I know that. Undergrad student S1. I published with that. That's why when I teach this subject for bank management. Right? So I asked them to do collect data. Because they are involved too. I cannot. So I get the idea. I'm not sure this is, I think, probably for my undergrad students. So, okay, I hope I answer your question. Answer your question. Have I answered your question?
Yeah, thank you. I have the last point.
Another question.
Okay, what about motivations? I mean, sometimes there are two kinds of motivations, personal and general, let's say objective motivations. What about the research? Is he advised to put his motivations in his introduction?
What was it?
I mean, there are two kinds of motivations of choosing such research. The researcher, is he advised to put his personal motivations to choose such research in the introduction, or only he use or puts the objective motivations?
Say why the motivation? Why you want to do the thesis? That is the problem that is the research gap that we have. But I said that now. My supervisor said you better find this gap very interesting enough, because we're going to stay with you for 4 to 5 years, or 3 to 4 years for each years. So as long as we don't do and find out, you are not motivated, especially, this one, people are exam already, what should I do? Isn't it? So I should find another way, another gap. So as long as you're not satisfied, then I suggest don't conclude to find the thesis. No, don't conclude, because you cannot escape. Truly, I tell you, with thesis you cannot escape, because another way it will come, though. You don't cheat yourself, no? You shouldn't cheat. Because theory is something else, that people will come in and then people will say. But my masyarakat Indonesia is duplicated in so many ways, because people look at rental. In the end, the last one that I saw, they study different rental rates. But this is the masyarakat is thoroughly researched. I'm the first one finding. So 2011 was my graduation. I did my PhD for 6 years. Because I'm part-time. Remember, I told you I was teaching? I'm still teaching now, but I'm very sure. So when I wrote 2003, I was part-time. I'm a campus in University of Science in Penang. I'm teaching in Gombak. It takes about 400 months to go there. But I took my time, why? Because I'm not dapat PhD, okay, tak. If not, no. They say. But for you, when you come all overseas, come here, you must get your PhD lah. Katakan you balik di tangan kosong lah. Okay, is there a question? Yeah, but how many of you want to do research on halal? Do you think it's interesting enough? Brother? Yes, brother. Right.
My name is Rahman Warisa. I'm
You're from
from
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, yes, sir. And I'm pursuing master in management.
Oh.
Sir, I have a question about, I want to do research about e-banking service quality, effect of e-banking service quality on customer satisfaction.
Service quality.
Yeah, e-banking service quality.
It's a quality. Definitely, it's a quality. Service quality.
Yeah, e-banking service quality and customer satisfaction and loyalty. Actually, there is no study in your country about this topic, and just another studies are already done in Saudi Arabia, in India, in Malaysia, in Indonesia also. But I want to do research in my country. Based on I want to apply the Indian model or apply in India. Is it possible for me to apply same model in my country? And sir, is it research gift for me to do research about this topic? Because this already research done, but I do research in my country, like the geographical differences exist.
Possible?
Yeah,
it's possible. Right, that's one of the reasons why you come here also. Malaysia and Malaysia are in one country that we have maybe that model that has been applied before, right? But service quality, if I could recall, maybe there are more. Is the person called what is the name? Laptop or something like that. But the model is SEQUAL, S-E-Q-U-A. Yes. Right. In fact, this is something like that I want to do in my, this is why I do that. Now, the thing to answer your question, yes. But, why is the but? The but is the condition in Afghanistan is not the same as Malaysia. It's not the same as Indonesia. It's not the same as Thailand. So, your contribution there is to look what is the popularity in Afghanistan, and you must put that as a variable. Understand? So SEQUAL. You do a SEQUAL, you do a SEQUAL session. Google them. SEQUAL. For your information. So you must have, for example, what is the thing particular in Afghanistan that people are very conscious about. Maybe religion.
Yeah, some habits and culture, yes.
We got Google. That's to show everybody what it is. So you must input that SE to you. SE to you.
Yes.
Understand? Because that one is very very contributive to your study. If religion is not an issue, then it's okay. Yes. See, our brother can get the words. But when you want to combine, for example, add,
Yeah.
It's good. Then yeah, aku understand. Yes, it's it. Sometimes people even duplicate. Yeah. Actually, me and ada question apart from brother here. How about you? You're comfortable? You busy today? You got they got the do you mind sharing what the big topic? Good. Engineering topic. You're from the engineering faculty. But still the thing is same. Production. You cannot run away from it. You cannot run away. Ada modal tak? Is it? So our brother is just asking this one actually. This is the simple theory. Reliability, positiveness, assurance, empathy, tangible. Makes customer satisfaction. Right? This is general theory. But for all you know, in Afghanistan, they may be religiosity there. That makes it why because in the Taliban or whatever, no lah, I'm so sorry if I mentioned wrong. That religiosity concern is important to satisfy customers. So you should have. And then people will say, oh, next time we need to have religious concern. Yes, because it's run by the Taliban. Something like that. But even if you don't have that, some argument that or you want to be safe, do quality. Yeah, and then you say previous study are all quantity, but mine is quality. Actually interesting. We do a bit of survey. Will be interesting because kita ada. I really like this way. Some of you may have to ask what is true. How about the rest of quiet? Yes.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Reza. I'm from Magister Management. I want to ask what maybe it is about literature review. In many research I read, they say sometimes literature review they connect with the research, but sometimes they didn't connect with the research. So I want to ask, how we choose the correct internal review that support our research to, to menggambarkan,
To describe.
to describe our research, the review.
How to justify.
Yeah, the design thing, this is the so you can connect the red line.
We can show the. You see how we do the review, how many authors we do. First one, ask me. Second one, apa? Tak clear. You see, we justify. You say that this is only a conference paper, kalau thesis lagi lah, imagine having it, right? To justify, this is the previous study on my particular topic, and this is the findings. Then when you want to do the model of before, after the framework, you justify that what I did here, no one has done it. You did master. Jadi master.
Doing master.
Tapi kita master tak saya. Pak master tengok juga. Master. I'm not saying master is easy. But this one, just imagine, just a research paper. How much thorough research that we do. So in other words, to answer your question, is there must be full satisfaction. Full satisfaction that you cover all the gaps in your topic. Kalau satu ya ada satu, then that's why I say it's not going to ask me what is the gap. The gap I told you just now. Previous study did 100, mine is 1,000. How that? So you follow the same topic, then change it. This is why. Previous study, in terms of science, did SPSS. I'm doing apa tu? Ada tak? Yes. Then you consider that. So other people doing TPP, I'm doing something. So I'm doing a combination. That one, bagus lah. I think after this going to be a PhD. Yeah. So actually, I have one student, very good student. He did in digital line. He didn't do master. His PhD degree is so good that he said, "Well, PhD." Because I have one purpose. You should see. I don't know how he did. Oh, I say it's so good. I don't want you to like in undergrad. Yes, from his undergrad straight away PhD. That means what? Very thorough study, isn't it? Very thorough study. So likewise, I assume that you want to be a PhD. And if you do a very good master for PhD, just enhance a bit more. Okay? That means what? That means for your master, you only do poly, or you do quanti, or you PhD, you do quanti to support your poly. Understand? Or you do mixed method. So in other words, to answer your question, you must be a thorough literature review. You want to be satisfied with what you want to do, find the gaps. Then you do. Although your supervisor never ask you to do, you do. Show it to him or her that I'm capable of doing a very good thesis. Is your master full research, or is it ada yang course? Mix. Mix, I think the thesis is that. Yes, Mr. Liman, if you did mixed method, the quality and the robustness of your thesis, is it the same as full research?
Yeah.
Sama. That means because you have to do. When you say mixed method, when you say mixed mode, That mixed mode, mixed what? What is the mixed one? Yang pengajaran tu, yang belajar tu.
Work and research.
Quality research.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mixed method quantity and quality.
That's okay lah. I thought some in SIP, the master you have to do 7, 8 subjects. No, but they are different. Only then only they do a thesis. But for this, it's okay. Even in fact, to be frank with you, my master is MBA. So MBA don't do research. And suddenly I do PhD. You see how much trouble I was in. But my PhD is full research in USM. And USM, they have a system of colloquium. They have a system of colloquium here. You should have a system of colloquium whereby my suggestion every 6 months all the postgrad students present. This is very good. That's it. You're in Germany. In UIA also they do it. But the colloquium is students present the stage they are. Problem statement, they also present, if they have a data, they will present. Why is that? Because we give the student confidence that they are on the right track. So my suggestion you can do if you don't know curriculum, the curriculum make it sponsor. How often do you see supervisor? How often you see, are you required to see supervisor every month, once a month?
When I have enough progress, some progress, I do.
But don't let the supervisor find you, you find the supervisor. Because if the supervisor finds you, there is something wrong. The supervisor can never remember you because he has so many students. If the supervisor finds you, they're not doing your work already. For me, I don't know. I travel my supervisor. And they say, why you come for every other day to me? This is my nature. Because actually, I have not much time. Because I told you, when I leave my PhD, I will class. All right, any more questions?
Any more response questions or comments?
Sister, yes, sister. You I know S1.
That's
But you have to do research.
Yeah.
Just say something, what you want to do.
Yeah, even we have also a new student, maybe a new student. I mean, first semester here. Maybe you can also try to answer comment.
Yes, brother.
What's your feeling?
Okay.
That's okay. You're a new student, but you have already
What topic you want to do? You were in my yesterday. You were in my stunning.
Yeah. Okay. I think we are running out of the time. Maybe we are going to close our session. Thank you for Dr. Zul for insightful points and knowledge for us in terms of this topic, how to do the research. We try to explore more in terms of the research prepared technically, from the production. Maybe one way that still miss is all about the abstract. Maybe some of us also want to explore more in terms of the abstract in the research, because sometimes in the conference or journal, so we maybe the next session or next opportunity.
Okay, I'm saying about abstract. Think about abstract. What is abstract? What is abstract? Why abstract? Before the thesis, you have abstract.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of abstract?
The short summary of article of thesis, like we will describe our inputs, first our inputs, and then we will also describe our methodology to research design, and how to really describe the findings of our research in short way, and also we describe recommendation, interpretation, and keywords and research type.
Okay, abstract is a presentation summary, but there are few things that are important in the abstract. Okay, number one, brief description of the issue. What you want to be done. You write so much, this much is this, yeah. Brief, and then you can say, what are the variables? Okay, in order to qualify this one, I look at this five variables. And then you also have to say, what is the research method? How do I go about getting the result? Then the last one, the expectation. Because you haven't get the result. But later on, when you have to submit this, you already got the result. Actually, you can change. Then you check the expectation, the result indicates that the consumer overall prefers masyarakat then BBA. And contribution, you can say also as a contribution that this is a very good data for the banker to develop masyarakat house. Before we go on the thesis, and the topic is don't worry so much. Topic when you start, at the end we change the topic. Either turning so we decide. Topic and track this is first topic when you the topic. At the end of it, the result are different. So we change the method slightly, but not so much. Okay? Right.
Yeah, we complete our session. Thank you so much for for the time. So will be the last session. It's all about conclusion. Closing. Maybe we have time to take a picture to him before close share. We here that's it. Thank you so much for all the audience here.
Okay.
Yeah. And I okay. Yes.
Okay, and thank you for the presentation. And thank you everyone for attending this wonderful program. And we hope that we have gained lots. And let's try to implement what we have learned here today. So thank you everyone, and let's close this session by reciting the Alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now let's take photos.
Now, mistake what's up? Yes. Yeah.